We had a historical World Series ruined by lack of fundamentals this past year. The New York Post shared the Dodgers scouting report on the Yankees, and it was as brutal towards the Yankees as it was prophetic by the Dodgers. If I was a Yankees fan reading this, I am livid. These were the two best teams this year, the best franchise in the history of baseball versus the best franchise in this generation. It should have been great baseball, but only one team executed the basics, and that team won 4 out of 5 games. The New York Post said the Dodgers felt the Yankees were talent over fundamentals. I can't think of a better description of winning baseball at ages 12 and under. If you have better players, you win, but it starts to catch up when you get to the big field. Here are 4 takeaways from the 2024 World Series for youth coaches. First thing, base run with purpose and aggression. The article said that the Dodgers felt that if they could do that, run with aggression, the Yankees will self-inflict harm. This was evident a few times in the series. As youth coaches, you've got to work on base running more than you think. 1 full practice of base running and 10 to 15 minutes every practice. Not just running for conditioning, but leads, first and third situations, line drive reads, etc. Teach the players that they're trying to get to the next base at all times. You have to be willing to get out sometimes by being over-aggressive. You can't chew a kid out for making a mistake when it was an aggressive mistake. The Dodgers mentioned that the Yankees were the worst base running team by every metric they kept by far. They were excited about the small leads the Yankees took on first base because their second baseman, Gavin Lux, isn't strung in double play turns. I know as youth coaches we don't have metrics, we don't know how fast our second baseman turns are compared to others, but it goes to show us how good aggressive base running amps up the pressure on defenses and makes the small things harder. Number 2, put the ball in play. Strikeouts are a part of the game. Even the best strike out often. However, if your team is striking out 8 to 10 times per game, that's way too many. The article stated that the Dodgers put a higher value than normal on putting the ball in play against the Yankees so that they would have to execute plays often. If it's important for the second best professional team in the world to execute plays, how much more important is it for the 12U team you're playing against, or the 8U team, or the high school team? What are you doing to prepare your team to not strike out? Do you have a 2-strike approach that you teach? Do you encourage or highlight great at-bats where a player fouls off pitches with 2 strikes and earns a walk? Put the ball in play. 3. Have your outfield prepped and ready. The Dodgers also had the Yankees scouted as the worst positioned outfield by their metrics. We don't have advanced scouting at the youth levels, but are you teaching outfield play? Or are you just putting players out there because they meet the criteria? Maybe they're fast. Maybe they're not as good as infielders, etc. Are you teaching them that when a player is clearly stepping out to the pull side, he is probably not driving anything deep to opposite field? Are you teaching them what no doubles defense is, when it should be employed? Is the batter hitting foul ball after foul ball down the third baseline and your left fielder is staying in the same spot and not shading over? We shouldn't just put kids out in the outfield and hope for the best. We've got to teach them. Number 4, know where they need to go. The last item mentioned in the article was that the Dodgers were amazed at how many relay throws just skipped into the infield with no one to stop them or take charge. It also mentioned how Jazz Chisholm specifically just stood around while play was in action. This is what is expected out of an 8U travel player at the beginning of the season, and he better not be doing it at the end. I can hear my kids coach in my ear now. Every play you have somewhere to go, cover a base, be a cutoff, back up play, or a throw. Our kids have to know that there's always something for them to do on every play. We had a great World Series that was ruined by lack of fundamentals. Often, talent does beat fundamentals, but when talent meets talent, fundamentals usually win.